a lot of persons has come after Deji Adeyanju since after he made this video saying that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to win the 2027 election. A lot of opposition members and the obedient family has actually come after Deji. Anyway, if you have not watched this video, let's just watch this video and then share your opinion, what you think about this video in the comment sections. Let's watch the video. I'll be right back.
Clearly, I see President Tinubu winning the next election. Many people may not want to agree with me, but I think the president is going to win. And the reason why I'm saying the president is going to win is that just look at how they intend to form the coalition. They intend to form the coalition by insisting that it's Obi or nothing, Atiku or nothing, Rotimi Amechi or nothing. Add your own candidate, to it. And this will lead to a President Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency. It's almost so sure that that's the inevitable outcome. The irreducible minimum in a coalition, like we have seen how formidable the APC was in 2013 and 2014.
Yeah, okay.
When you saw how formidable what we currently have in Nigeria is we don't have an opposition. We know what an opposition looks like because we've seen one in 2013, 2014, when the APC, held sway as an opposition political party in the country. And when you talk about a coalition, basically what you are saying is that all pride must be on the table, must be put on the table, all ambitions must be put on the table, all egos of the political interest must be put on the table, and you now agree, via consensus addendum that, we have put aside our differences, whatever the outcome, we're willing to abide. We saw this happen in APC. Late President Muhammadu Buhari ran under the APC then. Kwankwaso ran. I think Kwankwaso came second.
Yeah, he came second.
Atiku ran. Atiku came third.
Yeah.
Rochas Okorochas. Many of them ran in that election. But at the end of the day, there was a consensus added them that whoever emerges will support the candidate. And so that is what a coalition looks like. Then once you begin to threaten people in a coalition, and you are calling it a coalition, you begin to threaten people and you begin to say, you see that it is this person or it's not this person, then the president has won. And that's why many of us believe that many of these people, maybe they've struck an alliance with the ruling party, and they already, by their conduct, because these things can be inferred politically. Even during the last election, there were some candidates that it was obvious that if you ran for this election, you are going to enable the APC to get in power. And we predicted it, and they still went ahead. So it's
especially like Kwankwaso.
Yes, it's looking more like, it's looking more or less like this is a business. And you see, because many of these people, after election, they go to abroad, they buy new houses for their wives, some buy houses for their girlfriends, some expand their businesses. So politics is looking more or less like a lucrative business.
All right, interesting perspective. But I don't think you've been listening to Rotimi Amechi of recent, because he's been preaching to Nigerians that there's hunger in the land. He himself is hungry.
He's not
and
hungry.
That if Nigerians are hungry enough the way he thinks things are, there's no how they are going to vote the APC in 2027.
Even me, I cannot claim that I'm hungry. Talk more of Rotimi Amechi. He's not hungry.
Oh, well, it depends on the kind of hunger we're
No. He is definitely not hungry, please. Yes, you can say that Nigerians are hungry. However, what I always tell people is that while I concede to some of the things that the former governor and former minister is saying, however, these people are also partly the reasons people to blame for some of these predicaments that we've had. Because anyone that has been in a leadership position, and that is why I've said openly before in the past that I can only support very few politicians in the country. People like Omoyele, Showore, and others. Those are the kind of caliber of people. Because
they're activists like you.
No, not because of bias, but because of certain reasons. While I would talk, but you see, additionally, it's important to say, when you look at some of these people talking today, you discover that yes, they were also part of the problem. You cannot be part of the problem and wanting to fix the problem. Because, for instance, if you were a governor of a state for 8 years, the people running, both Mr. Amechi himself and Peter Obi himself, they're governors for 8 years. What did you do? I'm not indicting any of them, but if your state is not a mini Dubai or a mini Los Angeles, you cannot be coming to now hold people who are now in power.
What if the people want you? I mean, we've seen a whole lot of Nigerians also saying that, look, Peter Obi just seems to fit the bill. The Southeast has not been given opportunities previously. This is the time for Nigeria to assuage for its sins against the Southeast and give a popular candidate like Obi the opportunity, and all of the Atiku should step aside. And Obi is from the South, so it will be a tango. I mean, two of them between President Tinubu and Obi. If Obi does get the ticket, for example, what are his chances against it?
Well, unfortunately, this argument did not fly during the last election.
What if it does fly this time
around? It won't fly this time around. Let me give you my reason.
Okay.
Why I said I may not be very much qualified to speak on some of these issues, but I can tell you that from my experience over the years with politics, I can tell you that the argument will not fly. The reason why it will not fly is very simple. Number one, critical stakeholders, political stakeholders in the northern part of the country, they largely determine the outcome of election in this country, likely prefer Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who just has 4 more years to do. And from the political permutations, Northerners are not likely to trust a Peter Obi.
But what if, sorry, I had to cut in short there.
Yes.
What if Obi agrees to a 4-year deal? I mean, a 1 term of 4-year deal that is not going to contest in 2031. If he's given the opportunity to complete the turn of the South, don't you think that would be a game changer?
Even if he swears in a shrine, the Northerners will not believe him. And they will not, I don't see them also supporting him or voting for him. That's just it's an unpleasant truth, but the truth is still the truth.
I mean, isn't Obi in Nigeria? No, he's not Nigerian enough.
Listen, what I'm saying is that, you see, after the Goodluck Jonathan experience with Yaradua, the Northerners are, the Northerners, they are the most politically savvy in the country. Politics is like mathematics. You can actually predict these outcomes. And it's like algebra. So after that experience, Northerners are not going to trust a Southerner who is likely going to do an 8-year term versus a Tinubu is just doing 4 more year term. And when you look at the stakes, Northerners have more to benefit with going with a Tinubu than going with an Obi. And also very simple. I've said it, publicly, and let me reiterate it, that even if a Southerner were to contest, the only person who stands a chance in defeating Bola Ahmed Tinubu is Goodluck Jonathan, because he just has only 1 more term.
Yeah, that's the same thing I said. What if Obi?
Well, all right. We've actually heard what Deji Adeyanju had just said. Well, I agree to some of the terms that he said. I disagree to some. First of all, let's come to the coalition. You see, I've always emphasized on the point he just made on this coalition about selfish interests. A whole lot of persons who are coming under this platform of coalition has interest. They all have their personal and selfish interests, and up until now some of them are yet to drop that interest. And not until we have a common interest, it will be very, very difficult to work together. That is just the simple truth about coalition. Some are saying Atiku is a better person, some are saying Amechi stand a better chance, while others are saying Obi or nothing. When we keep having our preferred candidate at heart, not undermining some factors, it's really, at the end of the day, some might be there, but they're not going to work. They're not going to put in any effort. They're not going to put in any energy. A lot of persons have called out Atiku and saying that I think he should retire at this point, that he shouldn't go any more further. And when you look at it, just like the last point he was trying to make about Obi having 1 term, of course, you should also know that the Southerners have not completed their term. So Atiku, anybody from the north coming out at this point, is still going to be a lose game at the end of the day. Because if Atiku should, the Southerners will not agree. Them too, you can't win election either without the South or without the North. So the Northerners will not agree to that fact. They will also, argue it that their tenure has not elapsed. They still have 1 more 4 years. So for that fact, instead of giving it to the North, let the South continue. Let Tinubu continue. At the end of the day, the whole thing will be shared. The vote will be divided, and APC will emerge again. So it's about, releasing your interest. It's about, like I said earlier, I'm seeing too many interests. Atiku's interest is there. Obi interest is there. Amechi interest, even El-Rufai interests. The El-Rufai has a candidate, and these are political stakeholder and political, you know. So not until we start correcting some of these things, we are not really going to get it right. And then coming back to Obi and one term, I've always said something concerning that. Obi is a principled man. I have known him. I'm not trying to campaign. Anytime I try to talk about him, I just try to say what I know about Obi. He's a very principled man, and I've known him for some time. Obi is someone that will tell you that, okay, this is true, and he will stand on it. It's not going to change tomorrow. No matter what change, he will tell you that there is an agreement. I am telling you, he's not going to stand on it, and we must complete our fight. Obi is not like that. If Obi comes to that terms of agreement, except he never agreed to it, there was not a written or any, nothing. But if there was this agreement and Obi has agreed to do one term, I tell you, Obi is going to stand on that agreement. It's not going to fail to that. That is just the truth. Any other person might not. I cannot vouch for Amechi. I cannot tell you that Amechi or any other person from the south can actually oppose to that agreement. But Obi, I know, if he agreed to it, he will stand by it. So I disagree with that fact that the Northerners, even if you swear to Shrine that Obi is never going to agree to that terms and this and all of that. No, I really doubt that. I know that Obi, if agree to such terms, he will stick by it. That is one. Again, anyway, I think I'll just stop it that there. I'd like to hear your opinion. You've heard what Deji just said. Share your opinion with us on the comment sections. Let us know what you think about what he just said. 2027 is just at the corner, and we need to do every preparation now. Anybody that is coming out to speak must scrutinize and understand what that person is saying, because it's about the masses this time. It's not about these politicians. These guys are taking much advantage on the people. So it is high time we start speaking up. So it's about the masses, not about the politicians. Analyze, state your own. Whatever you say on the comment section, it's still going to count. You might think that, but it's still going, because people are watching and people are reading comment, and it's changing mindset. So if you have a valid point, say it. Say it. Thank you very much for watching this video. See you in the next video.